Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore. Wait a minute, this music isn't right, the scene isn't right. Hang on. That's more like it. And now it's time for the show for all creatives. Nevermind the Furthermore. Your source for conversation, inspiration, and fun. With your host, Nicholas Anthony Tockert. He's an artist, a writer, a swordsman, and a game designer. He knows how to use the sword and axe in historical battles without anybody getting hurt too much. He's also the Manatee Man, master of marketing. And he may even have a guest or two. One thing, though, to be certain. Just don't call him a cryptid. With that, it's about time for the show. So sit back, enjoy, and have some coffee and chat with us.
Nevermore, I'm your host with the most, Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockert. And yes, I am actually live. The first. I just got scolded for not yelling too loud. That's my opening, buddy. And well, I was gonna say things should be going a lot more normal than last time, but boy, we got some colorful commentary going on. First and foremost, let's pay some bills. Then we'll chat and talk, and we'll get some good discussion going. I got stuff on my mind, friends. Have you been to bit.ly/JBTechApps? Have you looked at some of the apps that Joe Bachman has done? Further, that he can do. I keep encouraging him to say, "Hey, take some money for this." You know. Because he does amazing stuff. But yeah, he's been busy. Why has Joe been busy? Because he's been running indcd.org. That's Independent Creator Directory, the one-stop shop for all your creative needs for either as a customer looking to hire artists, authors, writers, editors, musicians, game designers, and other types, or, dear friends, a place to stay safe, where you can have a simple online presence without having fear of issues because of something somebody else posted on your Facebook. So many people I know, even myself, I actually caught a one-day ban. I've caught 2 bans on Facebook. One was for trying to close a picture and hitting share because my thumb is fat and my cell phone isn't, and Facebook going, "This is inappropriate and we're banning you," which was interesting given that it was on Facebook and it had already been shared and I didn't want to see it. The other being that I quoted Richie and I said, "Brother," because I was talking to my good friend Tommy who had just graduated, "I love you so much. Sometimes I love you to death, and sometimes I'd like to have strangled you to prove it. But I'm very, very proud of you." I got a ban for inciting violence and being dangerous on Facebook, apparently, because the bots, they have no humor. Now, as a caveat, you may notice I am a little blurrier than usual. That is not your screen. And that is not my hardware. What that is there's some heinous storms in the area doing heinous things, and my net is always a colorful object at best. So that is what's going on there. Now, if you want to support me, of course, you can buy the Simple Sword, the Fighting Axe, or the Simple Spear on this ongoing series of understanding Western martial arts. There's more coming to that series. You can support Hybrids, the Sons of Gods, available through Fund My Comic at fundmycomic.com, which I will put up on the screen there, where you can also get 20% off of it with secret code beta 2023. And while you're there, look at a whole bunch of amazing independent comics. Or, guys, we are 20 some odd days from Region Con. I will be running big stompy robots. Oh, blessed is the day that I get to run big stompy robots. And I will be running standard right out of this book for little tournaments. I have plans to have a trophy for our annual 500-point tournament and probably a trophy for our single tournament, like I do every year. I'll probably do those on the Saturday. We will see. It's my first 2-day event, so I have to change my scheduling a little bit. I'm used to packing everything all in on one day. And that will be April 21st and 22nd at St. Sava's Serbian Orthodox Church at 9191 East Mississippi Street in Maryville, Indiana. There's a banquet hall there. Come for the incredible gaming opportunities, ridiculous swag bags I've heard rumbles about, and some great vending opportunities. Stay to take a chance to admire the architecture of the building that, across the parking lot, because it's truly gorgeous. And join friends, get creative, have a good time. I would love to see this event succeed. That's a very big deal to me. Now, on to accountability. Nick, what have you done? Aha, friends, what have I done? This Thursday was my RPG night over at Benton County Public Library, wherein yours truly ran a variant of basic fantasy for 16 kids ranging from 6 to 16. And we made it all work. It's always fun. It's always a challenge. And it's very creative. I will be doing a whole bunch more game design for that campaign, tweaking some stuff and checking my notes. Because I'm pretty sure that the Dusk Falls over Ravenclef Gorge needs to come out as 5e compliant, because I can get that out, I think, faster. And then I can take some time and do my own game system, the fantasy base plus 2, at more leisure. But I need to get some new material out. So that's in the works. The next 20 days or so are going to be rather intense for me, in that it will be con prep and trying to produce and get things online. I have to make some orders and hope they get in on time because of some financial necessities. And we're going to hop and pop. So that is coming down the line. This weekend is, for those of us in the next 10 days or so, are going to be an absolute crud shoot of random action weather. So this may affect my broadcasting, not in that I'm not going to be set up to broadcast, but when we have storms come through, that can affect things. So that is part of it. I wanted to have Through the Thinning Veil done for the convention. I do not believe I will, because I simply have to stop and take care of some things. Dealing with my health has affected my ability to produce creatively of late. So I just have to kind of adapt and see where I am on any given point. That is the reality of chronic conditions and creativity. You have to find a balance. And that's something that I'm at a point where I think I can finally stop feeling guilty, or I'm working to feel less guilty about having to adapt to some days I can't think. I've always been very forgiving because I've been fighting my body for a very long time. But fighting my mind is a much deeper and more painful challenge to address. However, dear friends, we all have to face it because bad brain days happen. And when you're working around pain and you're working around brain fog type things, you have to adapt just like anything else. And it's really interesting when I've spent my whole life trying to help people with physical limitations and help people with mental limitations, reminding myself that I deserve all the space and patience that I would ask for anyone else. Well, that seems like a thing where maybe I should say extend the courtesy I would extend to others to myself. That's something I'm asking a lot of you to do about. I've been watching a lot of folks lately have some real issues with self-doubt or stress. This seems like it's a hard run on a lot of people creatively and creativity, the Lee of being a creative, and I think the only way we can get through it is by being gentle with ourselves and each other. I know there's a lot of news going on at any given point, and it really seems like the news's goal is to just keep us on edge. And I can't be on edge anymore, so I don't. I pay just enough attention to know vaguely what's going on and pay attention to things I pay attention to and do what I have to do. I encourage you to do the same. It is not burying your head in the sand at all, but it is a dangerous thing to live too deep in the news feed. So there's that. Now, last week we talked about last session, yes, folks, last session, last episode, whatever. We talked about the tropes that we like, some of the tropes we dislike. I'd like to ask you guys, as creatives, your favorite genre. Why is it your favorite genre? And do you have perhaps a parallel? Books that you write that you love, and then books that make you more money, but do they always overlap, or do you find yourself that there's some titles and series you truly enjoy, but they don't seem to do well, while others really make money comparatively, but maybe aren't always what you want to go to, and how you balance that out? These are all great questions to possibly put before you, educated chat, and to address whatever's going on in your world. So I've been prattling for about 13 minutes. I'm going to run an ad, and then we're going to go into the chat, and we'll see what the chat has to say. I don't like to peek ahead because I think that's cheating. I'll run this ad.
Hey guys, this is Joe Bachman with Behind the Code. I will be streaming live Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central Time on the Independent Creators Directory YouTube channel and also the Independent Creators Directory Facebook group. You can join me on my journey of creating new apps and also updating websites. Hope to see you there and have a great day.
That's a great commercial for a great guy, Joe. Love seeing you. A huge shout out again to everybody who put up with the absolute shenanigan field. That was the Wednesday show. Shenanigan field. Really? That's where we're going with it. Yes, that's where we're going with it. I hope you guys are chasing your dreams. Now, I need to check the chat and see what's going on because it is a very happy Friday and I want to support folks. First through the door is Dawn Dulas. Hey, Dawn. Quiet group today. That happens on Fridays sometimes. It's either really busy or really quiet, but with the spring breaks hitting, it may be a kind of chill one. A good morning, all. I will have to leave early to go to lunch with Donna and her sister today. Wonderful! I'm so glad that Donna is having a wonderful time. Getting to connect with relatives she didn't even know she had. We heard what a blast. And Grant. Oh, but first you can be a hero. Even $1 helps. Grant is. I'm sorry, Grant. Carl is sharing the link to Grant's Beowulf. Let's fund Grant Lanker's comic, please. I think that's a wonderful thing. I'll run I'll run his ad. Hey Don, I was just watching you on Last Man Standing. He is $510 away. Very doable. Me, that was my evil twin. Now I'm gonna have to look that up. There's an evil twin of Dawn running around. I hope she wears all black and is like cunning and things, because I think that would be great. Get some more Sith energy. Anyway, we just had a comment dump. Maybe. There we go. Evil. Mora at Notorious, but okay. Legasp. New rapper, the Notorious Double T. Oh, lordy. For Don Dulos, what did you think I meant? Triple D. I'm hoping that's because her middle name is like Diane or something like that. Lamau. Banned in Peoria Heights. Guys, wow, we're not far into it, but yes, it is Friday, but this is not. It really isn't the green room. That's not the green room. Pull it down. Come on. Good morning and happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday. I hope you're having a good one. Joe B. That was more of a drunk in Mankato thing? Oh my. Hello, Joe B. And we've got Dawn. A not drunken Mankato thing, but still bar hopping. Oh my. Y'all. Am I going to have to buy a short bus again to be designated driver for you bunch of lunatics? Joe, are you dressed in private in case? Ye of little faith! Guys, I'm actually back at work today, but I can still hop in if needed from my truck. Let's hope things go smoother than last show. Not sure if Donna will be here. She's probably getting ready to go. Donna's got a lot on her plate, and I understand that, and I'm excited for her. I was just wondering, Carl. We're not leaving for another hour, but she's just so excited. I understand that, too. Full report tonight. You know where. I get it. I'll be chopping at the bit. We all will. And with the show going, I'm not going to go back to my regularly scheduled review of road plans. You are not? For the upcoming project, so what are you doing? Have fun. Attaboy, Joe. Happy Friday! Cindy is lurking in the back. Let's see. Add another comment done. So let's just process that for a moment. It looks like we've got some commentary. Please don't forget to like. Yeah, please don't forget to like. And we're joined by Nita. Good morning, nerds. Good morning, Nita. I hope you're doing well. I thank you for the heart, whoever just hit that on the Book of Faces. There has been discussion, Nita, and I am curious because looking at a certain image of Ego Raven, shockingly, there are shippers among your fan base. And they're just wondering, obviously Ego Raven is based on Daphne, but who is that other curvy drink of water based on? Because people wonder these things. And if you don't know, and you can handle some mature content, check that out. understanding it is very mature and not child appropriate. Favorite genres to consume or write? Both, actually, but I was thinking writing. I'd like to know what is fueling you, and because what we're kind of on this arc of breaking apart the pieces of how we write and why we write. I'm trying to give people behind the scenes at some of the mechanisms and eventually use it as a diagnostic tool, because when you understand why you write and what you like to write and what sells, when either you run into a time where things aren't selling or, dreaded, you run into the writer's block, having the means to work around it, it seems like it would be easier if you understand your methodology. So as a sort of writing workshop discussion, talking about these things really helps. Also, don't forget to put all your links in, guys. Nita, Las Vegas. Everybody loves Nita, and they should, because Nita is just one of my favorite people. She really is. Favorite genres are sci-fi, humor, and nonfiction. And I guess I write in those. Oh, Mikato. Unfortunately, I read it as Japanese, and I thought you were far more abroad than you usually are. Mikato town in Minnesota, where I went to college. My genres are all over the place, as well as what mediums I like. That's fascinating. I want to know more about the creativity that you do. You spend a lot of time promoting Michaela Jade, and that is fascinating. But I am very intrigued on what's going on, the pages drafted by Dawn. She's going to be here in any second, wanting to leave early, so I better get my crud together and be ready. Everyone have a great day. You have a great day. Nah, the kids are going to love it. I can neither confirm nor deny the reading levels and content that I was reading long before it was preferable in the eyes of many. Bye, Carl. Make sure Chard gets her eggie. Oh, and espionage. How could I forget that? Wonderful. Hi, Johnny. Hi. Donna says, no egg today. Her name is Orchid, and I would be flattered if I thought for a second there was some stuffs there. That's yeah. Remember, I am married to a bit of a fan fiction writer, and I associate with a whole lot. So I have a meme, and I need to bring it up on here, of a cargo ship transport, and I call it the HMS John Locke, because it is a shipping ship shipping ships. And every once in a while, I decide that my world is far more amusing when I believe that there's a ship going on, whether it's canon or not. But I absolutely see certain resemblances just by gut. Ooh, she's going to be in trouble. My genre for writing is kitchen sink. It's Western, there's fantasy, sci-fi, there's horror, humor, and all of that in a singular story. That's one thing I run into myself, because overarching sci-fi, but usually fantasy creeps in there. And I can't seem to write a story that doesn't just have some element of horror lurking in the shadows. It's very difficult for me not to. I'm creative, but not artistic. That was recently explained to me in great deal to me unceremoniously. What did the blood-soaked Protestant heck is that supposed to mean? Did somebody come down on you, Don? Because that's BS. If this is something you need to message me direct, because I will not stand on anyone suppressing people for their creativity. I don't care, or artistry. art is a learned skill, and being creative is a way of life, and they can go together, but you never crush what somebody's trying to grow. I'm sorry if I got real spicy for a second there. I am fully inclined to, but that's a very interesting comment, Don, and I don't think I'm going to take a second to run an ad and calm down, because that potentially irks me.
Greetings, fellow travelers. I am Bonsard Bokal to tell you about our second Kickstarter to help us realize our multiverse of adventure and exploration that I call the Association of Ishtar. Bound for the Sticks is an illustrated novel about Igraine Mortiba's adventures in archaeology, a cobbled together community of scavengers built in the ruins of an ancient space station that was abandoned by its creators millennia ago. Now its interior is but a feral grotto with its own ecosystem hostile to human life. However, it's also a unique place that offers many possibilities to the investigators of the Association of Ishtar, who are protecting their world from the many threats lurking inside the multiverse. I've been working on the series since 2018, having published our first novel in 2021. This campaign includes The Wrench in the Machine and Bound for the Sticks, but we also have 2 fully illustrated supplementary anthologies featuring the investigations by the Association. These in-universe documents can elaborate on some of the technologies, characters, or phenomena encountered by the Association, but it's not just an immersive document, it's also ideal for your RPGs inspired by these settings. And speaking of which, we offer 4 tabletop miniatures inspired by the characters from both the novels. If you want to be part of the multiverse itself, you can. We have a draw-in option where you can be drawn as an archaeology scavenger. And for the truly dedicated, you can get your concepts or characters included by pledging on our write-in tier. I could tell you more about our first comic or coloring book, but all of these are just mere samples of what we have planned for this series. We are already working on new stories and other projects, but what I love most about is that we have a creative community where people share their passions to help us expand this multiverse, and it truly feels like an adventure, and I'll hope you'll join us on this journey. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna bid you adieu. And of course, make things your way.
That's the only way I can, Balzer. And folks, please support the Association of Ishtar, because that's fascinating. A shout out to Nita Lanning for sharing this broadcast so that we can get more eyes on it. It is much appreciated. Yes, a bit. Wasn't part of Rising Tide. Yeah, basically. Hold on, I'm sure I've got a white chair like the individual who said that can sit in for a while. Don. But yeah, that I won't stand for that. I will certainly not stand for anyone giving you flack of that breed. All the genres I mentioned are all in the story that stalled. Shall not be named lest Nick Papa Vane. I'm trying to get unstuck. Don't set me on fire. Dang it, I said it. I am the water. And you can only see clearly when the water is calm. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Blue Teddy. Don, before I go further, if there's any hassle and you want privacy discussed on it, it is right there. Well, hit me up. Maybe I can apply some further first aid, because that's a horrific thing to do to anybody. And yeah, let's see. Yep, Good. How are you doing, Blue Tay? Have you done anything lately? Because you haven't streamed, I do hope you're still drawing. Even just sketch on a napkin, darling. Never stop drawing. Never stop creating. Art is subjective. They just don't understand your art. Well, they may understand some of my other arts if need be. Hi, Blue Teddy. Hi, Dawn. See, Rich, now you got him hot. I'm always hot. I just have to tone it down for you guys. This is a world of sexy. Anyway, it was taken care of. Okay, just trying to get it unstuck. Now let's get back to our normal, not green room shenanigans. As you wish, folks. I may be doing some different programming. Like I said, I want to keep Wednesdays a little more fluid. See, Don's got gunners. Risingtide don't play. Oh, you're bringing out ancient aspects of Nick. It's the second time this week someone's managed to tap into a core version of me I've tried to stay mostly moved beyond. But I'm pretty sure the word trifling left my mouth in a state of annoyance because some people were giving stuff to someone else who didn't deserve it. Yep. See? Folks, don't mess with our own. You can disagree, but you disagree civil because, we take care of our own in these parts. But, and that's what, that's a good thing to discuss. How do you guys deal with adversity? How do you deal, not just adversity, adversary, when people are being negative to you, especially about your creativity? Because that might be very beneficial for Dawn. And I do hope Nita, now she may not be around. She may have been summoned by the great Daphne, which I understand entirely. It is Friday, and she does have a lovely show that we will not tap dance on if it can be avoided. But I used to be a lot more sensitive about my stuff. I had teachers seize my writing. I had an art teacher when I walked in the room informed me that I had a brain chemical disorder. Now, mind you, I literally had walked in the room the first time. And I was relegated to an art closet for the rest of that semester, where I had to take my class in a closet separate from everyone. It was a storage closet full of wonderful art supplies that offset no small amount of the education. And I still did all my work from there. It does hurt. I'm not gonna lie. When people come after you and they say your art sucks or you shouldn't be drawing or whatever, it's not good enough, or your writing or whatever. Whatever aspect they attack will usually be your softest because that's the nature of a bully. And at the end of the day, there's one thing I cannot abide, and that is a bully. And I've seen many forms of bully manifest over the years. People who will use their physical strength or their position or manipulation to hold people down and devalue them. And I don't truck with that. When I see something wrong, I address it. And I always address things the same way. If given an opportunity, I prefer to publicly praise and privately, directly discuss. So if I have a problem with somebody, if I have any option, I would rather clear the air with them directly, not through intervening people. You talk, you say your piece, and you get it out. Too many times I've seen people go back and forth. Well, they'll say one thing and do something else publicly. I don't roll that way. And I would rather, if somebody had a dispute with me, don't bring a bunch of people into it. Talk to me about it. Talk clearly. But don't but it affects my political views. It affects my emotional views. It affects what I do and why I do it. You have to realize that someone who is a bully is diametrically opposed to what I believe and what I do in my life. So I can't abide them. Lieutenant, I've been drawing mostly stuff for Smoke and Mirrors and sketches in my aesthetic little sketch bed. Ooh. What I'd love to see the sketches to put the link for Smoke and Mirrors in here. You should have a wrench. If you don't have a wrench, if you can't put links, and let me know, and I will fix that. To the naysayers, I agree, Cindy. I laugh at them and do the criticize thing harder. I have two phrases to remember, and I apologize, Nick, for the language, but it required when things are unworthy. F them and F it, they are unworthy ones. Take the bits that I can use, even in bad faith criticism, there's usually something, and let the rest fuel, oh yeah, I'll show you tendency. There is a hashtag in these parts, and it hasn't been discussed lately, and I realize I am going to have to resurrect something. Hashtag fueled by spite. Yes, folks, we are around here, hashtag fueled by spite. I have been my whole life. Now, I am very calm when people come at me. I am accustomed to it. I dare say it is more natural for me to deal with than compliments because of the frequency. However, as part of my strange little character quirks, I respond much worse to people coming at the people I care about. I will endure a lot of BS by my very nature, but I dislike when there is people coming at people I care about, and I'm aware of it. Now, I can't respond if I'm not aware of it, and I still have to know the situation. And because I tend to over-respond, I am very careful. I get my facts, and then I react. That's what I want out of life, and I think that's a good way to be. My chat is quite colorful right now. Okay, Dawn messaged me what's going on, and she said she apologized about bringing it up. Do not ever apologize for bringing up a problem you have here when it's something like that. Especially given that you are a soft-spoken, gentle person. There are many people who are loud and aggressive people, and they can be vexations upon the soul. See Max Earlman's The Desiderata, one of the finest documents ever written by human hand. Never be afraid to ask for support and backup in that kind of situation, because that's what the Rising Tide's about. If somebody's trying to pull you down in any aspect, you reach out to us. I mean, I hate to cite the deep magics, as it were, but in the words of Brother Love, and the good Lord gave you two hands, and when you see your brother and sister in need, you reach down to them, because that's what it's there for. And when you're in need and you need help, you reach up to the Lord, because that's what He's there for. Now, I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to tell it from the bottom of my black little heart, friends. Don't be afraid to reach out to your friends. Don't be afraid to call, to say, I need assistance or I'm hurting. Never hesitate. Because if you hesitate for the little things or things like this, where it's a little embarrassing, you might hesitate when you're really hurting. And there are certain things in this life I am deeply passionate about. And golly, it's got me fired up. But you got me fired up on a righteous and noble cause. So I am justified in speaking this. Reach out to your friends. Reach out to me. Reach out to the good folks in the Rising Tide. You see who we are. You see who chats. If you're hurting or you need help or you just want somebody, reach out and keep reaching out till you get help. I know it's not fair that you should. You should never have to. But one, we're not mind readers most of the time. And we're only human, most of us. But we want to help. And we want you to be there. That's what friends are supposed to be. That's what humanity is supposed to be. So don't ever hesitate to ask for help, folks. Let me see what's in the comments because I felt myself get a little fired up. Let's see. Johnny's got it. Thank you. Tapis.io series Smoke and Mirrors /info. Go there. I have seen it. I'm just terrible at remembering websites after a while. Thanks, Johnny. We were on hiatus due to the move, but I got several ready to go. Now I'm back to business as usual. Congratulations. That's what we want to see. We're all going to fall on our face sometimes, either out of necessity or accident or whatever, or poor choices. Oh, Lord knows I've made a few of them. But what we can do is we can always build back up after. And that's what I want to see right here. Thank you for the link. No problem. Said it before. I'll say it again. Johnny's awesome. He went Paladin. Better Paladin than Plaid. First off, I start Paladin. I go at, my Paladin approach comes in at Plaid speed because sometimes, light speed's a little too slow. And I will explain this. It's funny you mentioned Paladin. That is one of my oldest character classes, assigned to me by my first DM many years ago. She called me the Forever Acting Paladin because I really try not to. I don't want to. I want to just do my thing, let other people do theirs, and just kind of go quiet peace. But I can't help it. I'll see something wrong, or I'll see somebody hurting, or I'll hear something that just isn't true. And I can't, guys. It's mechanical. It's beyond who I am. It's like what I am. I cannot abide a bully. I cannot abide people lying. I can't abide the mistreatment of others. It's so troubling. It's like nails on a chalkboard for my soul. So sometimes one has to pick up, armor up, and go wading into it in their own way. Well, I'll never be a knight in shining armor because, one, I'm not the big, tall, usually heavy armor guy, and two, all my armor's pretty dinged up and battered and patchwork when I get a hold of any armor at all. A lot of times I don't, and I just have to go without, and that's okay too. I take the lumps and earn the scars, but that's what it's about. You see, I'll tell you something. I'm not afraid to lose friends. Lowercase. If they're doing wrong. And I talk to them. I call people on their stuff. And when it's my business. And when it's not sometimes. It's a flaw. But we got to build up. We got to create. And we also got to understand tolerance. There's a balance. And right now that balance is all wacky. A lot of people have lost sight of the difference between something that's wrong and something that's different. And the only way to get moving forward is to let go of the BS, build up the important stuff, and just discard the negativity in the world. And I don't mean like, you know what I mean. You better. If not, ask and we will elaborate. Project update. The Laundryman is with beta readers. One of them is a historical reenactor who corrected some historical firearm foo for me. One is a beta to respond before I finalize the tale and send it to... Awesome! One thing I love about Cindy Koepp is if she doesn't know, she asks people. And the idea that she's getting the firearms right in a Wild West is fascinating, because it is a really neat historically, that period is fascinating to me, with the technologies and the attitude changes and the hope for exploration completely running counter to some of the cruelties and necessities. It's a complex and fascinating point in history. And I think one of the last great civil times, for all its wildness, there is an understanding of a measure of civility by necessity. You cooperate in a small town and you help each other because you're going to need help. And when nature is a major threat in your lives, a lot of pettiness has to be put aside. And it isn't always. And we do stupid things because that's humanity. But it's a great period. And I kind of wish Glenn were here, because for Americans, the Wild West is much like the way the High Middle Ages are for certain European countries. A time of wonder and excitement and grandeur and squalor, and it's complex and it's fascinating, and I love stuff like that. Sydney continues, currently assembling a list of short stories I can put into a collection to release the second quarter if all works as planned. Wonderful, Cindy. I'm glad you're getting stuff out there. Oh, guys, by the way, hydrate, stretch a little bit. At the next commercial, be sure to stand up. Speaking of commercials, and since Cindy Koepp is saying that she is continuing to release pieces of suitable arrangement on her Patreon, which if you have the funds, you need to do. And she's going to be at the Des Moines Comic and Toy Show, QuadCon, Merle Hall Mall, April 1st and 2nd. Come get an Animal Eye 1 through 3, or a dragon, or books, or a game. My copy of Stellaria is over here. Just support this wonderful woman. She's done so much, and she's been such a wonderful. Now my brain went Steve Martin meets D&D. Dead paladins don't wear plaid. I wear whatever I want. I shall not be smited. And since Cindy Koepp is kind enough to be plugging and telling us about her wonderful promotions, let's talk about. Oh, wait, one more. Cool. I tested in Qigong and Gagi Wu style slow form, 108 movement form, in spite of major noise made from the tumbling class next door. I passed. I now have 5 black stripes on my sash. That's wonderful. Congratulations, Cindy. That is very cool. And let's celebrate that. Let's run her ad. Let's run Cindy's ad. Let me find Cindy's ad, because I need the big one. Yeah, there we go. Cindy does amazing stuff. And I'm just really, really proud of her because we'll talk about this tonight more, but learning and advancing in any martial art takes dedication. It takes courage to get out there and try and learn and fail. I saw a video, and a gentleman who'd been in martial arts, and I can't remember which one. Knowing me, it was probably Ramsey Dewey, but he held up 2 belts, a white belt and a black belt, and he said, "Which of these is harder to get? Which of these is harder to achieve?" And the class went, well, obviously the black belt. And went, no. It's the white belt. Because there are thousands and thousands of people who think about wanting to learn a martial art, who even dream about, they watch movies and think, I want to do that. But they never even try. They never get started. So the white belt is far more important. And that's something as writers, guys, get out there, publish your work. Get out there, put it out. If you don't want to publish your own work fully, go on Archive of Their Own. Archive of Our Own, AO3. And write fan fiction. Put it under a pen name so you feel safe. Whatever it takes. One of my better friends who's incredibly antisocial, Kivrin St. James, does that. And she also published a couple books. I've had the privilege of being the cover artist for her out at the fair. These stories matter. The stories you have matter. And here's the thing. We get caught up in numbers. Sometimes a story only has to matter to one person. Sometimes it doesn't matter a lot, and then it may take a long time and it hits the right person. Sometimes you forget that you're a person, and getting your story out matters there too. So like something really cool happened Thursday for me. I was talking to some of the kids, and I'm running D&D, and we're talking about how swords work and stuff, and they wanted to know what, they asked a question about sword fighting. I want to learn to sword fight. It's like, they asked me about something because I was describing an attack, and I corrected them on something. And how do you know? I said, well, I've been teaching people to sword fight for 20 years. And immediately they said, can you teach me? And I had to respond, no. Sadly, because I do not teach minors without knowing their parents very, very well. Their parents there, a lot of consent. It's just legally easier and safer for me to only teach adults. And I watched her heart kind of fall. I'm like, but I have written several books on them, on how to sword fight. And I certainly can't stop you from going up to the library and checking out my book on sword fighting or axe fighting or spear fighting. And there was this look, really? It's there? And my brother, who's also the children's librarian, had heard that conversation go, had disappeared because he does that. And about that time he walked into the room, here's the book, it's already checked out to you. And she's literally jumping up and down, hugging it. That's what I do. That's why I do it. To help people. I have this crazy idea that sometimes Bonnie Raitt's writing, you need a hero. And that's not going to be stuck in my head all day. But sometimes you need to learn how to become your own hero. And that's why I love RPG games, because they let people experience and think heroically, think in a way that makes them more adaptive. And that can reflect in their life. They think more flexibly. Flexible minds are important, people. Just ask Larry Correa. But I want to make sure that you guys get to be the heroes you want to be. And don't measure success by the black belts of writing. Okay, the guys who have all the awards and international fame and lots of money. Look at it from the difference between having a white belt and having no belt. Having tried when millions want to, thousands think about it, very few actually do. That, my friends, is a huge step. And understand that as writers, especially those who put their stuff out, you are among the creme de la creme of intellectual elites. Because right now, millions of people have stories, and they're too scared to share them. And they'll share on these things. Hi, this is my day, and I ate sushi today, or whatever. But they won't tell a story. They won't publish a story. They won't publish their art. They won't make a game. They won't put music out there. They're afraid. And that saddens me to my core. So I want everyone who has the option to get out there and create. That's why I say it every week. Guys, I'm not doing it to be cool. I need a nifty sign out. No, I'm doing it because I want you to get out there and create, to make the mistakes that you learn from so you can create better. Now, I've been prattling, so let me catch up with the chat just a bit. We got, don't forget to tip your host. And yes, please, if you are feeling generous, if what I'm doing helps you through your day, week, or whatever, paypal.com/Nicholas Tockert. I am in need of upgrading my facilities. Way to go, Cindy. Yes. Get my art at deviantart.com/Nick T. Absolutely. You can see it. You can download it. I do take commissions. We can talk about that. Big stompy robots in melee with simple swords. Yes, I know. I need to write the next Big Stompy Robots book. I got kind of bogged down with the ups and downs of the Hybrids RPG, and that is a project I'm very proud of my part in. However, it is a project I have completed my part, and I need to do some other stuff. So more Big Stumpy Robots will be coming, and the novels are great. I don't promote them enough. I need to get a copy of them to wave at you guys and see if I can't boost some sales, because they're good stories. Let's see. Whoop. There we go. Almost meeting time, folks. Almost meeting time. Catch folks later. Be safe, folks. And everybody gets a vote on the stuff you do, but you're the one who gets to count the votes. Okay, that's one way to do it. Hysterical Fencing Guild, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, on the Historical Fencing Guild, my other network. We are so close to the weather, and I've been doing a lot of behind-the-scenes physical therapy and stuff to try to get in good enough shape to do what needs to be done this year for that. So I'm really excited. Rich, can we add the 3 amigos somehow? Ho, 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 ho! I can't quite remember the dance now, but yeah, let's go for it. Thank you, Rich. Have a great day. Help Nick train people. Patreon.com/the Historical Fencing Guild. I have stuff coming for there too. Go get neuroses, Amy. Help Nick train people. Oh, my comment dump. There we go. We can get this fixed. Sanestein is re-releasing soon. Smashwords.com/book/search. Query Brian K. Morris. All the Batman sound effects. Amazon.com/Brian K. Morris. Catch up with Volcana 2 at patreon.com/Brian K. Morris. Fun Sci-Fi Bear Publications.com. Animal Eye merch, Bear Pub. If you want Animal Eye issue 1, 2, 3, contact me or go to CKOEPP.com. And she does mean by me, contact Cindy Koepp. Comic Related Madness, that's his channel. Check out Royal Cruise's art on artstation.com/Royal Cruise. He also has a subscribe star at subscribestar.com/Royal Cruise for customized art. Caring for caregivers, Amazon.com/Victoria Adams. Get Cursed Cocktails, not Cursed Cockatiels. That's different. Cursed Cockatiels is what's happening over at Daphne and Nita's show, which is getting started, so I need to get off because I want to be awesome. Not the green room. Thus ends my break. Starting Art 76 for vintage cartooniness. Check out CKOEPP.com for books, comics, critters, quilts, games, and teacher resources. Find out suitable arrangement for at patreon.com/Cindy Koepp, CKOEPP. Sign up for newsletter, CKOEPP.com. Drop by Des Moines QuadCon this weekend at Merlehill Mall. Bug you later. See you later, Cindy. I love you. It's time for a commercial. And we are promoting... Oh, I know who I'm promoting because it's almost her spring break, which means we may get a glimpse of her in the chat soon.
Hi, this is Kat. During the school year, I'm Mrs. Rothermel, but otherwise, I'm Rock and Roll Art Goddess, writing about my past and filming the present. I need you to join my Rock and Roll Art army and to check out my merch on Zazzle.com. What started out as journal therapy is now 4 books, I see, and an Instagram account to blow off steam, becoming a book, with another to do the same. A short film for a friend. No, this is not the end. Peace, love, and let me art.
Yeah, folks, look, I'm all about people getting motivated, creating, and getting it out there. I know the energy today was a little odd, but more stuff is coming. I will see you Friday night, which is tonight, for the Historical Fencing Guild. I'm looking up some things. I'm thinking we may be talking about French great sword stick fighting. This is interesting because I am somebody who has a quiet love for Joe staff length weaponry, and we may get into that. And you know, as costs of things start skyrocketing again, improvised trainers may be something we need to discuss. So more of that later. We have a comment. Am I out or who is here? Have a great day and thank you, Nick. Anytime, Dawn. Seriously. Guys, be sure to hit like, share, and subscribe to this. Be sure to get your messages out there. Get creating. I want to see what you're doing. I may be doing some panel shows. I may be doing some educational stuff. A little separate from this. There's a lot on the palette that I want to discuss. So, good stuff is coming. Get creating. Write. Draw. Do what you love, because as long as you make something, you can edit it. You can fix it. You can improve it. But you can't edit a blank page. I will see you all very soon. Have a lovely day, Blue Day. Bye-bye.